Disciplined Stoners.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up.
This is not the hash I grew up on. No. Okay, this is like pressed keef basically. Like
And welcome back to another episode of Disciplined Stoners. I'm your host Ellevan.
My name is Winnie.
And we are the gateway drug to mindfulness. And today, we have one of the sweetest hearts in the whole wide cannabis industry.
That's true.
Sometimes you just meet people and you just know that they're good people and they're in it for the right reasons.
Well-intentioned.
And it feels nice. You wanna give us a
what?
proper intro?
Nope, I don't.
My man Tanner of Stewart Farms is here with us today. Put your hands together. Get your joints up. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good seeing you, man.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
blessing
having
us.
me.
Thank you
My
so much for
pleasure.
coming on the show.
So good. So to fill the people in real quick, you have a cannabis company
I do.
from the East Coast of Canada. And
Yes.
Where the best people of Canada live.
why are you guys so good?
Yeah, can we just...
Why are you guys the best
Before we
kind,
get
as
into
they say?
cannabis, why are East Coasters the nicest people I've ever met in my life?
Well, okay, because the only entertainment we have is social interaction with each other. There's not many of us, and that's why kitchen parties are a thing. You know, we all get together and we party at each other's houses. Like in the East Coast, like the bar scene, how the bar scene works. Oh, and like there's not a ton of money floating around the East Coast either, right? So like you're just like hanging out with your friends, trying to save money.
Happy with less.
And yeah, exactly. I grew up in a town of 20,000 people called Miramichi, New Brunswick. I went to school with the same people from kindergarten to grade 12, right?
No
So it's
way.
like
That's... Not very many
That's
people
so
can
rare.
say that.
yeah. My four closest friends were still that, like and East Coasters, we glue together, right? And we find each other when we leave the East Coast. I went to Alberta. A lot of us go to Alberta because we need jobs and
Right.
You
Work on the rigs.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Yeah.
In Sylvan Lake.
Oh, no way. Oh, Sylvan Lake. Oh, that's the fancy part of Alberta. That's where everybody goes for vacation. And actually, okay, so I had a buddy who they went to Sylvan Lake and he was drunk as shit.
Yeah, that sounds
and
accurate.
he's like, hey guys, and he went running and to like jump into Sylvan Lake.
Yeah.
And he jumped in like a fucking foot of water and broke both his feet.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was the funniest thing I've ever heard. They're like, Andrew broke both his feet at the lake. I'm like, what? How did he break it? They just jumped in. He just thought it was like deep, right?
Oh,
man. But yeah, no, we find we kind of glue together from the beginning when we're young, and then when we go abroad, then we tend to find each other like again.
Always.
And
always.
yeah, so your friends are your family, like, and I think that's a big part of it. It's just because like there's nothing to do, so we're just stuck with each other, and you got to be pretty nice because it's a small town, right? And you try to not have more than a couple enemies, when you're young. But
Oh fuck, that's so nice. It's so beautiful. Well, here, cheers, bud. We celebrate you. Get your joints, light them up. We're gonna start smoking up this room.
Are you wanting your own, or do you care to share?
Are you
what's
okay
that?
if we
We-
pass
Oh
this?
no, I'm good for the sharing.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
I'm.
cool.
We got
just want
another
to
one
make.
here.
We always want to make sure we always
And
have enough for individualials.
And we're
Oh.
gonna roll some of this. But what's this you got to smoke in here, Win?
This
Wait,
is
what is this?
this is called
Oh, the Quest.
Apple Mac, and it's a Mac Trophy Wife cross.
Trophy wife.
Yeah,
Isn't that nice?
I'm not too familiar with that one.
Every lady's favorite strain. I don't know. I don't know if I made it through the branding
Probably
department.
every fella's favorite strain.
Yeah.
So, how has the journey been building a business? Because we're connecting a little bit
Thank
at
you.
O Cannabis, and you were
Yeah.
telling me how it was going. And we always love to give insight to people of just kind of what it takes to build a company and just how was that flowing for you?
Before I want to hear that, but did you know that we snuck into that area that we met you in? Did we tell you that?
No, you snuck in for the breakfast.
We weren't
Is that-
allowed in there.
But
Oh my
He
God.
snuck in.
I just don't believe in rules or guidelines. So I was like, there's coffee there. I'm
Yeah.
here to MC. I'm getting some coffee. And
I'm glad you guys snuck in. Otherwise, we wouldn't have met.
I
You
know.
know, that was,
exactly. That was a real blessing.
I know.
Behind
that
every
was
channel.
that was
So
the-
you
was
were
a-
using me as part of your covert operation
100%.
because I was allowed in there.
I felt more comfortable when I was hanging out with you.
Oh, that's funny. No,
I did,
I was
for
using
sure.
the covert operation to get to you. Woody was using you to stay there. I was using there to stay you.
I was just like, we're legit. This guy has a badge. We're
yeah,
legit.
yeah, we're with the guy
no,
with the
at,
badge.
at that point we were in.
Yeah.
At that point we were cool. No,
You're
give a
totally
fuck.
in. You guys should get free
Yeah.
passes, anyways.
That's
you know?
what I'm
like,
saying,
You know,
yeah.
you need good people at conferences.
That was absolutely. I already assumed that in my head. I had assumed that I was getting access to everywhere, so I just did.
Yeah. And before also we jump into like what it's been like for you in the legal market, I'd like to know like why you even wanted to get into this market.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So, I want to help. I mean, I want to make. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess the main answer is I want to leave some sort of mark behind. That is also driven by I want to make my kids proud, right? So I want to show them something, right? I want to show them that their dad, you know, is in business and doing things for good reasons, and you know, I saw an opportunity to do things in the cannabis industry I couldn't do anywhere else that can make a large, you know, impact, right? And that's been kind of my journey for the last, you know, well, well, I'll go into the journey now because actually that's kind of related to
Please.
why I got into the cannabis industry. So, you know, if I go way back, you know, I've been smoking weed since I was 15, right? Started in Miramichi, New Brunswick in the hash days. We could always get hash. Weed was very hard to get a lot of times, right? And the only thing I knew that crystally weed was better than non-crystally weed. You know, that was like...
Those were the guidelines.
Yeah, that was the guidelines. I'm like, oh, crystally weed, better than non-crystally weed. More expensive also. And, you know, and I didn't ask any of my dealers if it was organic.
Right.
Probably would have got punched in the face, you know, thrown out the door. Is this organic? You know, did you? Yeah, so I grew up like, and I think that's very East Coast. Hash, it was the weed culture on the East Coast, right? And weed was kind of the cherry on top. But like I grew up on bottle tokes. I quit smoking cigarettes roughly a year ago. Because bottle tokes, you know, you're doing bottle tokes growing up. And it's one of the dirtiest ways you can smoke anything, really. You put hash on the end of a cigarette, right? And you burn it into a plastic bottle that you just burned a hole into this plastic bottle. And then all the hash smoke goes to the bottom of the bottle. Oh. And then we were always telling ourselves, well, we're not actually getting the cigarette smoke because we just, you know, suck we just suck the thick smoke
There's
out.
no passing through.
Yeah, and then I'm like, you know, 3 years later, I'm smoking cigarettes full time. I'm like, yeah, you don't get any nicotine, right?
Oh,
but yeah, hundreds. Me and my buddies did hundreds, thousands probably of bottle tokes, hot knives, you know, buckets. Used to do all the buckets and stuff. Anywho, fast forward from that, I left New Brunswick, went to Alberta, and I became an entrepreneur when I was 20 years old. I started a construction company, right? And I was not a handy person. You know, I wasn't swinging a hammer in high school. I was smoking weed. I was in theater. I did drama, and I was like kind of that guy. And I was the wizard in Wizard of Oz. It was good shit. And I actually
the best character.
I made the puppet too. I did the technical side of it, so that was cool. But anyways, so I didn't think I was going to get into that. But I went to Alberta, like many East Coasters. I got into construction. Fast forward 8 years later, I'm still running a construction company. My son's about to be born. It's like he's like 6 months away. And I'm like, and I had a little bit of an exit with my, you know, I sold half my construction company.
Okay.
At the time. So, you know, I'm like 27, 28. And I'm like, okay, you know, I need to do something more. Because, like, I love the business part of construction, but I just kind of, like, fell into the business part. I wasn't like, I'm going to change the world with stairs and ladders and handrails and, you know, like, you know, help people.
Right. And,
you know, my son's coming, and, like, you know, I had big dreams in high school. You know what I mean? I'm, like, going to make a difference. You know, I watched a lot of nature things. You
I love that.
I
love that,
I was
man.
very environmentally driven from a young age, and that's because of my mom. But anyways, like I kind of had like a pre-child panic, and all in that same year. I invested in a technology company and they did fertilizer and algae, and it's this weird kind of like closed loop fertilizer thing.
Cool.
I financed a movie called The Need to Grow.
Yes.
It is narrated by Rosario Dawson, and it's all about living soil and the importance of living soil to the world. It's a solutions-based environmental film, and that happened because I invested in that technology company. They were following Michael Smith, who was the guy running the company I invested in. So I went down and met these two young directors out of California, and they're like, "Hey, have you seen that movie by Al Gore, The Inconvenient Truth?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I saw that movie." And they're like, "Well, that's a movie about problems." I'm like, "Yeah, it is. A lot of and we're making a movie about solutions."
Nice.
And that, like, and having been an entrepreneur for 8 years at that point, and like literally seeking out a way to, do something meaningful, and but I'm a solutions-based person. You cannot be an entrepreneur
Yes.
if you are not a solutions-based human.
Facts. Say it again.
Yeah.
Say
Well,
it again.
You just have to deal. You just have to deal with
constantly
problems, right?
Find
Oh,
solutions.
that's an
You have to
ashtray.
be-
I wasn't sure if that was an ashtray. I was like, no, I literally, I was like about to put it in there. I'm like, oh, there's a little bit of weed in there. I'm like, is that a?
I was just quickly taking
I
off
just handed it
stems.
to you to throw in the ashtray. I'm like, dispose of this, please.
No, I figured. I saw what happened.
No, thank you.
I saw you hesitate.
Okay, everybody, this is an ashtray. It's lips or something, whatever. Yeah, it's definitely an ashtray.
Yeah, that is so funny, man.
So anyways, he just got me on that one line, right? And I was the easiest investor that I ended up the only investor, actually. He was really bad at raising money after that for some reason. And Rob, I'll send this to you later. And but I was just like, I'm in, right? I pulled him aside at the end of he showed his preview of the movie. He had a little bit of a clip together.
Okay.
And, but he got me on the solutions part, right? So and that was like a pure emotional investment. I did not give two shits the minute I committed if I ever got a penny back ever again, right? Because I just loved, because I felt it, right?
Yeah.
And so anyways, then I also got into aquaponics farming at that same time. So those are kind of the three things I'm like, what am I doing with my life? And I kind of did a wide spray. So I started farming lettuce. I was doing spinach, kale, arugula, Swiss chard, with fish in this company called Nutroponics. So I started in food, right? So 8 years ago, I'm investing in this vertical farming company called Nutroponics that is farming with fish and growing spinach and kale. And I was like, this is it. Food security, soil, right? Healthy living, clean food. Yes. And the thing I love about, what aquaponics is, and for your viewers who don't know what aquaponics is, it's fish farming, land-based fish farming, married with indoor plant production, right? So it's just like farming fish, using the fertilizer from the fish water to feed your plants, right? So it's an ecosystem-based approach.
What?
Yeah, and it's just nature, right? And you're like, okay, I'm going to farm sustainable food, healthy. I'm going to use their waste to farm amazing, healthy, clean, at this time, lettuce, kale, Swiss chard, arugula, all that stuff.
Incredible.
And it just made complete sense. I'm like, okay, I'm like 100% into this. So I threw myself into that as well.
You really dive into things.
Oh, I just dive right in.
Have you always been like that? You let the head and heart just connect.
You throw in.
Feel it, and you just go ham.
Yeah, you throw
That's
your feet
so
in
good,
first, and your brain comes after.
Fuck doubts.
Yeah.
Fuck doubts. Fuck
I know.
not going all the way.
Seriously, though,
Yeah.
If you do something, you have to be all in.
Yeah. And you can't think about it. You just need to go.
You don't get the voice. You don't get the voice that says, "What if it all goes wrong?" It doesn't matter. You just let go of the result.
I just know I'm going to make it work, even if I'm wrong in the future, right?
Amen.
Because
Yes,
you know
dude.
nothing about everything the
Right.
first time you hear about it,
Right.
right? You and then the only way you learn all about that thing is to throw yourself into it, right? And so, like, I guess I have no fear of not learning what I'm going to have to do, right? Like, because I know I'm going to figure it out, and I because I don't go in and
you trust yourself to do the work
and to go to the resources, right? You know, like I'm not. You know, I'm not going to assume, and that's comforting. Like when you know nothing about, that's actually how I built a construction company. You know, I don't want to go back to that for too long. But, you know, when I started a construction company, I wasn't a good builder, right? I wasn't great with my hands. I hired welders and put them on a welding truck. I had no fucking idea what I was doing, but I hired these qualified guys.
You just got the pros.
Yeah, I got the well, I mean, first I got a lot of shit too. When you don't know what you're doing, you hire a lot of shit and but you just you just keep going. Like there's no, you have a problem, you hire someone who doesn't work.
You were 20.
Yeah.
So you've had this is a type of self-love, self-worth thing, I think, going on, self-confidence thing where you're just like, if you just know, like that comes from a place of, I think, self-confidence, self-love, all of those places. And that's like, to have that at 20 feels rare to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
incredible.
think I had that type of,
I mean, we ran at LA when we were 20, but like to like crack down and do a business and hire people. Yeah. That's big. Yeah. That's fucking big. What did your parents do?
A single mom. I'm a high school baby, or a graduation baby, actually. So I guess post high school.
Wow.
I was good. I grew up with my
young mom.
Young mom, yeah. She had me when she was 19, and dad left. Dad ran.
No way.
And so I lived with my grandparents until I was 13. Because they were supporting her while she was getting on her feet as well, and I'd spend weekends with her. Yeah, and she made a really smart decision, when she couldn't live with her parents anymore, because that's really tough on a 24-year-old, and you didn't even you just graduated, and now you have a baby. And, that changes everything.
Yeah.
So she made a great decision, and I love her so much for this. She talked with my grandparents, and I would be with them Monday to Friday, and I'd spend basically every weekend with her because she was, when she did move out, we were all together till I was like 5 or 6, but I don't remember that shit because I was 5 or 6. I was 5 or 6, right? And so I just like my grandmother and grandfather were heavy influences in my life. I used to go to work with my grandfather. I was like 13, 14, 15 years old. And I went to work with him every day for the whole summer, right?
No
it was
way.
Yeah, it was like the greatest shit.
So cool.
He drove a frozen food truck for this company called Northumberland Co-op, and it delivered ice cream and French fries and all this shit.
Yeah.
And it tastes good.
He was just
I know it does. I think it's a sativa though. I can't smoke that.
It is very good.
It tastes really good.
He's just the hardest working guy ever, right? So I saw him working his ass off, and he was very charismatic. Everywhere he went, like Lloyd Stewart was like loved. We'd be delivering ice cream. They'd be like, Lloyd, what's going on? And like big hugs and all this stuff. And I'm like dragging in the French fries and just watching like these people loving my grandfather. And he's just my hero, for me. And you can't do that shit anymore. Like you can't go to work, like kids, like today in today's world, some like guy can't just be like, hey, my 13-year-old kid's coming to work with me every day, in my frozen food truck. Oh yeah, he's gonna carry fries into the Dixie, into the chicken stores, right?
Yeah. There was so much more opportunity for those gray areas back then.
I was like a rock star. I'd go to work with him, and like the people in the freezer, they'd be like, "Hey Tanner," I'm like, "Hey guys," I'm like the helpful grandson.
Oh, and so good.
No, it was cool, But
what an enriching experience.
Yeah. So my family just taught me how to work, right? That's kind of what I think, anyways. My great grandfather bought me a lawnmower. That was my first business. He's like, "Here, I'm buying you a lawnmower, and now you have a business." Yeah, I've been hustling since. I've been selling. Yeah, I've been.
Wow. How old was that? When did you get the lawnmower?
I was like 13, 14. I was making $20 a pop. Bam, bam, bam.
Yes.
And I was mowing a lot of lawns.
Yeah.
And I got $40 for the church cemetery, and I did that in 45 minutes. I was making like $60 an hour.
Dude.
It was only 1 hour.
That's fine. You
Once
get your
a
hustle
week,
on
right?
it as a teenager in
Yeah, so they were doing all these
So
these little things were happening to me throughout my high school years that I had no idea were kind of just, it was like entrepreneur training by accident. That lawnmower was an epic moment. My Uncle Frankie, who sold Christmas trees, right? He had a Christmas tree farm like across from my house. He didn't really do anything with it. He was the one business person in my family. He owned apartments and kind of, so I was kind of watching him, and I used to work for him and do stuff.
So you could see these things early.
Yeah, and he came to me one year, and he said, Tanner, I can't do anything with this Christmas tree field. Like, it's been years, and I'm just watching these things grow for 10 years or however long. And he's like, tell you what, you look after this Christmas tree field. And it was literally across the road. I stare at it, from my house. You look after it. You sell the trees. You take a commission. He said, you take a commission on the Christmas trees, right? You sell it. You do everything. And, cut them down. It's yours now. I did that for 2 or 3 years, and I was hustling. I had
trees.
Yeah, people were rolling in out of there, and I was getting commission, and I'm turning the money over to Uncle Frankie, every week or whatever.
Amazing.
And that was so he just handed me this business, right, and on commission and sales, right. I had to sell, right. So first you go to your closest network, and then you start selling, right? And
you're such a worthy salesman, though. They saw that. They saw the quality in you.
Well, they knew they were eating. Yeah, they got the service. They got the tree. We had the best trees, and well, we made them look good if they weren't good.
Absolutely.
And it was like a U pick too, so it was like an experience. So that was kind of cool. And then I guess one less savory story, which I think is kind of funny too. And in grade 12, so there's this dude. He sold a pack of cards every week, right? And it was a deck of cards. So you had a 1 in 52 chance of winning, right? So $1 a card, $52. You write the name. So if you bought a card, Winnie on one card, or write it on both sides. And I keep one and hand it to you. So you have 1 in 52 chance of winning, and you get a quart every week, right? So Captain Morgan or whatever. And then the seller has enough to buy their own liquor for the weekend as well. So this dude, Billy, when he graduated grade 12, I'm like, oh, I got to take over the card business.
Just moves in.
Well, he was gone, right?
He's gone.
Yeah, he was gone. He
This
did
is
the card
you now.
business. Yeah, so we couldn't. I wasn't competing, but there was nobody there to do the card business. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take over there's a 1 in 52, and that
love that.
And that was the spiel. I did a draw every week. Everybody knew I was honest. Nobody ever got fucked ever, right? There was 1 in 52 cards. You pay $1. Who's not going to pay $1, right? And
That's a raffle. That's a raffle.
It's a raffle.
That's a pyramid raffle.
Fucking cool.
yeah, your odds are good. So
Would you get 52 every time?
52
kids?
bucks every time. So I'd get $26 a week, right? You buy a quart.
Right.
That was $20, and then I got mine, and
my
it was a nice
God.
little racket, I guess would be the illicit term for it.
I'm just
Beautiful.
going to go to schools and do that.
Yeah, we're just going to do that.
Yeah,
now.
you should do that now. That's probably fine. It would be totally good.
It's probably totally cool to
Stand
do
at
that.
the edge. Why high school? Why not go middle school?
Kids
right?
need ideas. So we're here to give it to
man.
them. That's smart, man. So you've always been with the entrepreneur
That's so
spirit.
cool.
Yeah, I just look back at all these things, and I'm like, oh shit, that's what happened. But then, but what pushed me over the edge for the construction company? This welder, okay, his name was I'm all good. His name was Dick Van Harlem.
Dick.
Okay,
Who is this person that says, I'm Dick Van Harlem?
That's his name, Dick Van Harlem.
That's incredible.
Great
And
name.
Oh my
he was a rig welder, right? And I was a young pipe fitter, so on this oil site in Alberta, and this was kind of the end, the beginning of everything. I quit drinking 3 months ago, I think forever. But anyways, I have a long and shitty history with alcohol.
Wow.
So anyways, but I just wrote my truck off, and I'm on this site, and I'm getting the insurance. You know what I mean? So I've got this. I just bought a brand new truck. I was a young 20-year-old Toyota Tacoma, right? And made my first money, bought a new truck like every young dude would. And I'm getting, this replacement or this money's coming in, and Dick, is talking to me, right? And he pulls out the measuring tape. And he's like, "Come here, Tanner. Get over here. I gotta talk to you. Come here." And he called me young boy. "Come here, young man. I wanna show you something." So he pulls out the measuring tape and he goes, "You see this here?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "This is your life." I'm like, "Okay, this is your life. This is when you're gonna die. This is when you were born. You're right here." Right? I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You just have this left, and you should do something with it. You should take your insurance, your money, and start a business, or do something with this. Use this as an opportunity." Wow. Right? And, and he pointed at this guy named Gord. He's like, "Gord over there has a welding truck, and he's a pipe fitter, and he's got a guy on it. You should do something like that." And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm looking over at Gord. I'm like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
Good.
And
copy paste.
Yeah, and that guy, like that spiel, like started my whole business journey for the rest of my life, because
you taking it did. That's incredible.
Yeah, but I was blessed to have him, and I still talk to him every now and then. And I told him that. He knows this. Because I've told him, right? I've thanked him for it.
That's so sick.
And
you gave the flowers too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel good. I feel good about that, right? That you can tell these people that, hey, you did that for me.
It's an angel.
Yeah.
They were an angel in your experience.
He was, and
you got guidance.
Yeah, and that's a blessing, right?
Yeah, you brought that guidance into your experience.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Dick Van Harlem.
Shout out Dick Van Harlem. You are as legendary as your name sounds. It's incredible.
The greatest name.
Wow. Congrats on that.
Yeah. So I don't know what the original question was.
No, that was I was talking about.
I do that.
I get why you want to live forever.
Yeah, you're having a good time here,
Takes me a long time to say things. So maybe that's fine.
No, it's great. It's really good. You have a life in your eyes and energy that's like, I trust that. I trust what you say is totally true. You will always find a solution. You will always just have fun with it. Yeah. That's so good. My dad's a Newfie, and that's East Coast too. So it's like he also has that kind of go with the flow, have a smile through
grit.
It all. Yeah, it's grit. It's a grit.
It is.
Yeah. And then you've adapted a thinking principle as well, because you got the feeling to just go wholehearted, double down, and do it in joy, and you have the solution-based thinking to endure anything, and then you just get to be kind of creative. Seems like you're switching modalities, but you're doing it the same energy. So everything that you move towards, like when you started to think about how you want to help people in this business and you landed on cannabis. Yeah. It sounds like you've been having fun in this space too, no? Building and going, because you've gotten some hard breaks from them as well, no? The OCS or awesome shit didn't make it easy sometimes. Like,
this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
Fucking take that in. Take that in.
Like, this is fucking hard shit.
Take all that shit he just said. This is thanks Canada. Anyway, shit.
It's very difficult. They make it, but
you're
so worth it.
So good.
And I had you got to start a business that you had to wait a couple years to even be able to sell anything. But that gave me time to figure out what I was doing. Because in 2018, when I said, okay, I'm moving into cannabis, I'm going to start Stewart Farms. Stewart Farms is the name of my company.
Yeah, do you want to Santa Claus us so we can show?
Oh my God, yeah, I would love to see. Okay, so just to bring you guys into the current, out of the past, Stewart Farms is we're a regeneratively focused cannabis company. We use aquaponics for our, weed farming. We have a fish farm, and we feed the living nutrients to our living soil. So everything we do is completely organic. Like, you guys could come to my farm, if Health Canada would allow it, pick leaves off of all my plants and have a salad. And I'd be like, that's super clean. Like, go ahead and eat that. No sprays. IPM. We have the best, absolute, phenomenal director of cultivation. She's amazing. Her name's Miss Nudie. Miss Nudie Grows, Genevieve. And she just crossed her 1 year anniversary with us.
Amazing.
And she is
Congrats,
a fantastic
Genevieve.
grower.
Miss Nudie, shout out Miss Nudie.
Miss Nudie is amazing. I got Katrina Jackson is our topicals product development manager and chief operations officer. She product developed her way into she helped me put this whole thing together, right? So I found, and that's one of the biggest parts of life and business is finding people you can trust to help you build, because you cannot build anything or create anything without trust, in that creation.
The relationships, your core people to build with, so key.
Yeah. So, anyways, right now we do sell craft flower in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, in BC, and our topicals are wellness products, which are all across Canada. And I brought a whole bunch of for you guys.
What? This episode sponsored by Stewart Farms. Thank you, man.
It is sponsored by Glorious Baths.
Glorious Baths.
Okay, so this is Seaweed OG.
Woo!
It is 500 grams of Epsom salt that smells. I'm going to open it. I'm going to pre-open it for you. Because you got to get. There's real seaweed in this from the Bay of Fundy. So 20 minutes from my farm is where the seaweed comes from.
It's like eucalyptus, fisherman's friend, blast you in the face. Smells like the sea.
Fisherman's friends. That's a good.
Homie, I've been developing my palate.
Man.
Yeah, bro.
Oh.
Holy Consuelos, dude.
I've just been saying Vicks Vapor. You know what I mean,
That's
right?
it too. That's it too.
But I think
That's
it's a
it
little
too.
more fisherman friendly.
There's a little bit of honey undertones to that mid body there.
You want to?
That
Is this going to be?
smells
It might be a little bit strong for your doggy nose.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. So that is 4 baths in there.
Blessings, thank you.
We have this is our blueberry sunset.
Oh my god.
So
what?
this is single baths. These are smaller bags. 1 bath per bag. Open this thing here. They're childproof. They're very.
Blueberry Sunset CBD salt soak.
Yeah. So it's 125 gram.
It smells like Fruit Loops.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Oh my god.
125 milligrams of CBD per bath.
Oh my god.
So this is very athletic driven, the Seaweed OG. God. This is more like Friday night, unwind, So you
oh my god, I've
that.
not had... Okay.
You can go take a bath right now, but you have to...
Goodbye. No, this has...
move the podcast to the bath.
It's a sweet... Yeah, exactly. I've done it before. I'll do it
used
again.
to do a show called Bath Time Tuesdays.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, this smells like a candy. Like a blue candy.
That's so much fun.
Guys, this is so delicious.
Oh.
So 250 milligrams of CBD.
Per bath. Yeah. Because one of the biggest issues with CBD is nobody's putting enough in their products, or not nobody,
exactly.
but generally
we
there's
need
not enough.
more.
You need a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're ingesting it
And it really works
or
when
bathing
you have a
in
lot
it.
of it.
Nobody should be ingesting less than 60 to 100 milligrams a day
Thank you.
to get actual effect. This is not medical advice, but my recommendation is
Yes.
that nobody
Yes.
take less than 60 to 100 as a starting point, right?
Yeah.
So this is one of the lines of products I'm most proud of. This is our pain cream or relief cream. It's all under our brand Rebound, and that's turmeric and arnica is the base blend.
So you put turmeric in it as well.
Yeah, and it's yellow, and that's. Can you guys smell that?
That is so nice.
Man.
Yeah, so it's like a Tiger Balm, and there's 500 milligrams in 25 grams. So it is it's the highest potent pain balm in the market. All botanicals, no synthetics, and it's in this nice little.
Oh my god, I need
carry-around
some on my neck right
tin.
now.
Yeah, take some, put some on your neck.
Oh my god.
It's moisturizing.
Balance
And
bomb.
it smells so good.
Yeah, and be generous with it, right? That's stick your finger right in there, break it right up. There you go. You're gonna get that aromatherapy out of it too if you put it under your. There you go. That's how you use it.
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
And you have a black shirt, so you're good with the turmeric. So that's.
I wouldn't even mind.
You just got to be a little bit careful when you have a white T-shirt on.
Oh my god, it feels so nice and smooth when you're rubbing it in, and like it's hugging.
Yeah, I massage it in is what we try to advise. And so like if you put
nice.
if you're generous with that on your nervous system, it is. Thank you. I'm gonna do some on my hands.
Thank you.
It's pretty moisturizing, right? Because it's got the butters.
Oh my God.
The butters in it.
This is a treat. If you're in Canada, get yourself some of this. Is it across Canada?
We are in 7 provinces and 1 territory, so we're in the majority of provinces. That only retails for $24.99.
What?
Yeah.
We've been out here paying $50 for half that.
Yeah. Well, you can
for
pay
100 milligrams of CBD.
Yeah. Well, you can pay $50 for double that.
Hey, you can pay $50 for quadruple that.
That's right. Math is not my strong suit.
Get that. Get that
math.
for yourself. Get that for your parents. Get that for your friends.
Yeah. And
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I wanted it to be affordable because topicals need to be accessible to people, right?
There you go with that fucking making an impact.
Yeah, and like we're okay on that product, right? Like it's not, you could sell it for $50, but I would rather get volume out there for the pain creams and just get to more people. And if somebody's going through it like crazy, well, it's still it's $24. It goes to $50. Then at that point, if they got to use 2, right? That's still not a big deal.
With this, I'm very excited to see like how this like affects my neck right now. I'm already feeling it loosen a little bit. Like it's 250 THC, 250 CBD in 25 grams.
Yeah. So every gram is 10 and 10 balanced, right? And when Katrina designs these products, she designs a unbelievable product, and then we put the active cannabinoids in after, right?
Oh, really?
So we start
Brilliant.
with like we're not
just beautiful.
When she's designing that seaweed OG salt soak, like the last thing that happens is the drug goes in. It's just designing, so all the products get designed in a non-infused manner.
Yeah.
And then it's just like how much drug is supposed to go in there, and that specific product is actually an evolution of the original green creams, because Katrina used to make green creams for all the local, older ladies in St. Stephen, and when we joined forces, and she came on to Stewart Farms, we just spent a year tweaking, from that baseline of what she had already been doing for a decade, right, or 10 years, or however long she's been making the green creams. Like so we hit the ground running.
Does anyone need a drink?
I'm all right on I got the Sweet Justice, courtesy of Ghost Drops.
Thanks,
also sponsored by Ghost Drops.
We love you. Fuck yeah, we're huge fans.
Yeah, and the
Huge
donuts.
fans of
Well, the
them.
only is the only dispensary in Toronto that has a donut shop in the front of it. How many other dispensaries have a donut shop?
None. I'm pretty sure. That would be crazy if there was another one, actually.
That would be. Yeah. Then they'd be the second dispensary in Toronto with the donut shop.
I have a confession to make.
Okay.
I just ate the rest of the donuts.
You son of a bitch.
Done. I just finished it. I was over
Speaking of donuts, see, you know what? I don't blame you. They were amazing. So.
Yeah, we got the
I need a little sugar cake. But
cinnamon toast crunch and Oreo.
Yeah.
You
ones.
blessed us.
So-
Yeah, and when you go to Ghost Drops and you go to that donut shop, let that guy do his thing. So that's just
you just let the artist do his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "Make me your favorite one."
Yeah.
And we got a great one.
He did a great job.
So
And and that's what actually I'm gonna segue on that. That's
Please.
what Stewart Farms is pretty much. It's a collection of there's some artists in there. Katrina's an artist, Genevieve's an artist, right? She's expressing herself through the plants that she grows in our farm, and Katrina is taking her 15 years of experience and putting that knowledge into these concepts. And and I'm a producer, I guess, is or an enabler. I view that's my most important role as a CEO. A facilitator, and
the table for people to come to
and
sit at.
and it helps when you're not good at most of the things that you want to do, and you need to become a facilitator.
But you just have a great
artists.
attitude, and you manifest it. So you're the executive producer of the project. You're the mind creator.
Yeah. And
That's awesome. But all these beautiful people come together, making that happen. Me and Winnie talk about that. We love being on film sets.
Yeah.
Because
that'd be amazing.
We've both been in film for a while. Me, since it was pretty much like my first job once I dropped out of high school. And it feels like home. And when everyone's working together, the crew, and it's like a football team, like the on-fence offense, like the actors do their thing, the crew does their thing, and the circulating movement, and it takes everyone's job is so important. It couldn't do its thing if not everyone was there.
100%.
You know, and it's such a beautiful thing to have that, and that in itself is like keeping a band together. That's such an incredible achievement just in itself, to have harmony and to bring together professionals to like do something. Like you're fucking doing something.
To do something,
due to the harmony in your company.
You know, that's
fucking nuts.
That is a great way to think about. That's a great way to think about a company. Mm-hmm. You know, like a daily movie production or a daily, you know, moment of theater where
everyone has to play their role.
Yeah, and just they have to work in synchronicity, and then you get a standing ovation, right? And that's
which is your happy customers.
Your happy customers, yeah. And you know, and when you're not working in sync,
right,
everything goes to shit.
Right. Right.
When you have unhappy crew members and, you know, the camera guy, he's like, well, I'm just going to video the floor. Cause,
it just doesn't move. It just doesn't move like it's supposed to move. So that's what I mean. This is proof that there's harmony. Yeah. Like, that's so beautiful.
Yeah,
so
they like our team, like.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Oh, these are our bath bombs.
So, is this your kind of your keystone product? This is like your thing.
Yeah,
your original
the
thing.
bath bombs are these are the triple packs that sell across the country.
Look how nice that is when you take it out like that.
This is a preview of what's coming in the new year.
Oh my god!
This is Double Dream exclusive reveal. This is Double Dream. This is Citrus Farmer, and this is Kaya's Coffee.
Ooh.
So
coffee.
Yeah, and those are coffee beans that you're seeing there in the bath bomb. So if you want to have a 200 milligram, and we're doubling the potency. So our originals are Bubba Kush, Blue Dream, and Chocolate Hashberry. They're 100 milligrammers.
Oh my god!
Still absolutely fantastic. We're coming out with 3 different flavors at double the potency. And we're not taking these away, right? So we'll have the 100 milligram Bubba Kush, Blue Dream, Chocolate Hashberry available.
So these are 2?
And there'll be 200. Yeah, and
so
then
there's 6 in this box.
Well, so you got 600. Yeah, per box. You're right. So Double Dream's like a, platform off our Blue Dream, which has been our most popular bath bomb to date.
Really?
Citrus Farmer, and here you just go ahead and smell those. And
thank you.
And the coffee one's a lot of fun because the coffee beans pop up in the tub and you get to break them apart underneath your nose.
God.
Right? You get that extra
that's
so
such a good sensory experience.
Well, that's what this is. This is an experience, right?
Yeah.
And how does it smell, right? How does it feel? How does it dissolve in the tub, right?
Good.
There is so much effort
love.
that
Feels
has
like love. Like this is a ball of love.
So
it is.
fun. This is
And
so
it's
fun.
Thought and feeling and intention.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And it's an hour of wellness, right? Like we're going into people's bathrooms with them, into their tub.
Yo, that's a crazy way to look
that's
at
true.
it.
Yeah, no, we're going right in there with them, and they're gonna give us an hour.
I know that one.
This
so
is like
nice.
sherbet.
Oh my god.
This is like lime sherbet.
Yes, lime. Yes, that's the limey one. That's where we're going with that, and it's got the lime colors. So we use strain names just as an inspiration for the bath bombs and a way to show people the different essences of cannabis.
I know. It's so good. It's so good.
Tanner, this is what you're doing with your life. This is very good. This is very, very good.
We're making people feel good. I mean, it's...
This is a very good thing to be doing, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Tomorrow morning, I'll FaceTime you.
In the tub.
Dude. Oh my God, bro. That's serious.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
I'll be tagging you on the story.
They are very nice, and Katrina and the.
Is it rock salt?
What's that?
Is that salt?
That's Epsom salt, yeah, or sea or whatever
rock
it is.
salt, that pink salt.
Yeah, it's probably rock salt.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I
These are the bath
talking.
bombs,
Yeah.
and they're made of beautiful things. Yeah, no,
That's
she.
amazing.
So, the genesis of the bath bombs was I wanted to teach people the differences between cannabis strains, and we thought, okay,
That's
well,
so cool.
let's make bath bombs as an educational tool because everybody understands essential oils, right?
Right,
Everybody
yes.
gets essential oils.
That's the easiest reference for terpene profiles.
That's
yes.
literally what they are. Terpenes are essential oils, so to speak. And we thought, okay, well, let's roughly copy the botanical terpene profile of the strain, Bubba Kush, Blue Dream, Chocolate Ashberry. We had a train wreck early on as well.
Nice.
It was nice and is honestly one of my favorites, but train wreck was scaring people away
Yeah.
The name.
in the market. The name.
The
Yeah,
name.
I didn't foresee that, man. I'm like, oh, people are going to
That's
be like,
surprising, but yeah, I get
you
it.
don't know, right? Yeah, exactly. I was like, people are going to be like, oh, I'm a train wreck,
Yeah.
so I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
But what they actually thought was, that's going to make me a train wreck. So I'm scared of it.
It's
Yeah.
gonna get me so high
Yeah.
in my mind
Yeah,
by
that's-
just having a topical. I'm gonna be so fucked up, man. I'm gonna be on acid. I'm gonna have so much psychedelia from all this fucking bath. But no, man.
Oh, that's
I'm just being silly. It's not the case.
that's the main question I get every time. Am I going to get high, right? And
Your
some,
body's gonna feel nice.
yeah, and some people want to get high, but a lot of people are like, I don't want to get high, and
You can get high while in the tub in one of these baths.
Oh, yeah, you can smoke.
smoke a joint.
you can take a bunch of edibles,
Yeah.
hop in, but I actually like to take them just if you're off of everything,
Yeah.
and then you kind of get that full
Relax.
full experience, and to feel it in isolation, but then also with other things too, you know what I mean? Like, I've slammed back a few cannabis drinks in an hour-long bath, right?
I'm with you, bro. A couple
Yeah.
propers. I'll knock back the
Yeah.
Sweet Justice and a proper. No prob.
Yeah, and I tell people you want to be in there for an hour, right? Cheers, buddy.
Cheers to that, man. Good
Because you're
times.
bathing in it. So
Yeah, so you do. You want to spend an hour in the bath, which is nice because it makes you spend an hour in the bath.
Grab a book.
yeah,
Ooh.
podcast,
Yeah.
Yeah.
watch Discipline
Watch
Stoner.
this.
Yeah.
Watch this, Stoners.
Yeah,
Watch this
put us
episode.
on.
Okay, I got the perfect. Check this out.
This will be called Take a Bath.
Yeah, this will be a clip. You got some donut there still.
Oh shit!
Some cereal on your nose.
Is that there this whole time?
I hope
probably?
not. I
didn't
don't
see
know.
it.
I didn't see it.
I'm just like
I didn't see it.
I know it's bright.
yeah.
It's a little bit obnoxious, but
So get yourself some Stewart Farm bath bombs.
yes.
Okay, this is a clip we'll release before the episode. It's
Okay.
perfect.
Great.
Get yourself some Stewart Farm, some Rebound, right? That's
Rebound by
Yeah.
Stewart Farms. Yeah.
what. Get yourself some bath bombs. You got to take an hour bath, and this is going to be a perfect episode for you to listen to and learn where it came from. So give yourself that gift.
And then when you get out of the bath, rub your sore spots with some arnica and turmeric ointment.
Yes. Man, that's so nice. Bomb.
So good.
Bomb. 250,
Yeah.
250.
Our rebound bomb. If you need to rebound, seek us out. Seek out Stewart Farms.
Love it.
Oh, it's so nice. So do you give this to your whole family as well? Like do you talk to your grandparents, your whole
Oh, yeah.
family? Do you give this
Yeah.
do you give this to everyone?
all
all your family, friends and everything?
Yeah, absolutely. All Stewart Farms products are tested on friends and family immediately. We go
Yes.
directly to human trials.
Yes.
No animals. No animals
Yeah.
whatsoever.
That's so good.
And yeah, I mean, I would never put anything on the market that I wouldn't give to my mom or my grandfather or my child. Not that my child uses, but coming from leafy green farming, right? Like, coming from the reason I got into aquaponics in the first place was for clean food, right? Clean fish, clean lettuce. And, so we could never put anything on the market that every single person in my family, I wouldn't run up to them and be like, please use this. I think it's going to help you.
Yes.
I got a really cool story
Yes.
from Nutroponics when I was running that. Oh, I'm all good. I go on. So there was this mom that called me, okay, and I was running the lettuce farm at this time in Alberta, and she said, my son, his name was Kale, which is fucking hilarious, right? But it was Kaiel, so it wasn't spelt the right way. But I'm like, okay, this is pretty funny.
Let us get some spinach with kale.
Yeah. So, yeah, Kale is coming. I'm like, what? I already have Kale. So, anyways, she called me and she said, my son has an autoimmune disorder. I was like, okay. And we can only feed him vegetables in the summer because in the grocery store, even if you buy organic produce, there's still a chance that there's sprays on it, right? So he has a reaction, right? So literally this 6-year-old kid is only eating lettuce in the summer that his parents grow because that's all that they can trust. So she said, can I come to your farm and, I'll bring him and try out your leafy greens? And I'm like, okay, sure, why not? And
Wow.
my son was about 3 at the time, and my son was 4, my daughter was 2, and I brought them to the farm as well because I wanted this Kale kid to be a little more comfortable with a couple other kids, like around him. So
His name was a leafy green,
I
and
know.
he was allergic to leafy greens. It seems like
he's allergic to the chemicals on
Yeah.
them.
I
right?
know, but it's
Yeah.
funny that it manifested through that way.
I
just
know.
had to be like, the universe is a joke.
I know I know it's hilarious, and the Dick Van Harlem. I mean, I don't know. There's a thing with names, right? Like the best part of the Dick Van Harlem story is saying Dick Van Harlem, right? So like
The
these,
legend of Dick Van Harlem.
and his voice was like, anyways. So we're going through the farm. I've got my kids, Kale's there, and I am honestly freaking out because I'm like, what if he's allergic to chlorophyll, or what if
Right.
what if he's gonna have a reaction in my farm, because I was nervous about it.
Yeah.
So he starts, ripping the spinach and the romaine lettuce. We were growing a lot of romaine lettuce at the time, and my kids are eating it too, and he loved it. And so I said to his mom, I said, okay, we'll give you free leafy greens. Like, just come here whenever you want and get what you want, and I get to tell this story. And that was the deal I made with it, right? And it was a good deal.
So nice.
I mean, she's not getting leafy greens anymore, so maybe I'm like extended the deal on my end because I'm, farming cannabis.
Yeah,
But
no, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So you got to keep that going.
But this is all about clean, okay? So that moment
Clean.
was so insanely pivotal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so pivotal for me in reinforcing, because I did not think about that, right? I was just thinking clean food for people, right? I didn't not once did it cross my mind someone with an autoimmune disorder that can't eat the majority of food in existence because they have a allergic or a volatile reaction to the chemicals in it, right? That's like a whole nother level of really understanding how much shit is on what we put in our bodies, right? So I was like, holy crap, like this is, and the feeling that gave.
So true.
So that's what I take, that comes with me everywhere, right? And that's in this stuff and in our weed and that's it. So
That's strong.
yeah.
That's so beautiful. That's so very strong. That's such a good... You can feel that heart in you, but when you cognitively spell it up like that, that's so wonderful. So what's the process of growing the weed then for these items?
So that we actually source a high quality extract in MCT oil, right? So we, the weed we grow so little of it, and the flower is very high quality and it's organic, and we in living soil. So all of that goes to sale, right? So Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, BC are our main flower markets. So this is a manufactured and assembled, beautifully curated product. And it's kind of a blessing in that regard, because it was something I could expand across Canada from a 8,000 square foot facility in New Brunswick, right?
Wow.
And because of these products, we've got 26 people working for us full time.
Wow.
Incredible,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, we have 14
Whoa.
part-timers that do, or 16, sorry, that do like stickering and boxing and stuff like that. And that's And that's
This is
those
special.
products.
Something special is going on here.
I
The
know, that
Seaweed
is so
OG
good.
CBD, 1,000 milligrams and 50 milligrams of
Because
THC.
it's 4 baths. So
Yeah,
you're getting...
that's 4 or 1.
Yeah.
But definitely stay an hour. if you're gonna spend $35 on one bath, you stay in there.
So to explain to someone who's never had a soak in a CBD or THC soak, it's essentially the experience of having like Epsom salts, like where your body gets kind of very jelly-like, kind of, and you can just relax and breathe into it. How would you explain it? Like because you've probably taken some chunky baths.
I poured a whole bag. Yeah,
I haven't done that yet. So what have you felt when you've gone through it in such an extreme?
I just feel really great about like that hour I spent in that tub with these medical compounds, soaking my body, right? I feel very relaxed. When it's in there, when I'm in the bathtub, it's kind of like it turns the water into this like soup. It gets a little bit soupy in there, like the blueberry, you're in a blue bath, a soupy blue bath, and the seaweed, you're in kind of a brownish green bath. Okay, it's not as pretty because it's seaweed, right?
But that's so nice because you can feel the nature in that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that has seaweed in it from the Bay of Fundy, literally 20 minutes from our farm. There's Bay of Fundy seaweed right in that bag right there. And the reason I called it Seaweed OG, that's not a strain name. The OG is just a salute to how that term means ocean grown, right? So like, the OG moniker, it's not original gang. I mean, it can be original gangster, but the OG would typically refer to West Cali, off the ocean grown weed, right? That's where the OG in a lot of cases would get tacked on. So that's Seaweed OG or ocean grown, right? As a little salute to that and the history of, weed.
Ocean grown.
That's very cool.
Very cool.
I love that.
Fuck, man. That is so nice. Like, I want to go take a bath immediately.
I know. You need to leave.
No.
Oh my God. Okay.
No,
Whoa. I'll finish the podcast off for you guys.
No, man.
I'm like,
no,
it's
please.
Stewart Farms late night.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it moving with the Stewart Farms.
Call in. We'll turn it into a call-in show.
Yeah. So, what's the Stewart Farms facility like day to day? Like, do you go in when you're home, like every day?
Not a lot. I just do tours, right?
Yeah.
So pretty much not every time, because obviously I show up if there's issues or I got to look at things or whatever. But my office is only 5 minutes away, but it's like downtown St. Stephen. St. Stephen, there's 5,000 people in the community I live in, right? So there's like 2 streets, right? I'm on the main one. I have a skyscraper penthouse office on the second floor of my building.
So good.
And the second, but it's literally right on the Bay of Fundy.
I love that.
That's gorgeous.
I view 40-foot tides in this river every day.
Holy shit!
And it's actually it's kind of neat because it's either where the Bay of Fundy ends or begins, however you want to look at it. Because the river that runs through the town of St. Stephen, it's on the border. It's a border town. So America is across the river. Calais, Maine is the community. So I stare at America, across the 40-foot tides. And
what?
Yeah, and then the river
meets
the Bay of Fundy, right? So where I have this little spot, like if I walk to work, it's like right near, it's only 15 minutes. I'll sit there, and if it's low tide, because the river's, it's like rapids, right? I'll sit there and it's like this huge, beautiful rapid, and I'm looking at rapids. If it's high tide, it's perfectly calm because the high tide it's come up 40 feet, so the rapids are covered, and that's where it meets the river. So I've got this single river location that is actually 2 completely different experiences depending on the time of day that you're sitting there, right?
It's beautiful, man.
So it's a beautiful community. It's like an unknown diamond in Canada, right? And great people, beautiful people.
And what's the food like there?
We have a lot of fish. It's
Yeah,
pretty
so
New Brunswick.
it's
like,
true what
if you
they
need
say.
potatoes and you need some deep fried fish in any way.
It's beautiful.
Lots of lobster. Scallops, haddock. Like if you want seafood, come see me and I'll hook you guys. We'll have a lobster boil. It'll be great.
Down.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Yeah. I will make you sick of lobster. Like I've
No
done it.
way.
My
I don't
wife
think
I made her sick on it
Are
multiple
you
times.
serious? Do you eat the green guts?
I eat all of
inside?
it. I eat like
All of
a
it.
lobster as a true East Coaster. Every bit of it. There's meat and little tail fins. Like I rip the body open. I eat there's ribs like a crab. You know how you eat the crab meat in like the ribby part. Lobsters have that too. You eat all that. Yeah, I'll if I have a lobster boil, like you'll get a whole lobster, but I'll just say like put the bodies on this tray. Don't throw them out, and then I'll eat the bodies for like the next. Me and my son, right? Next 2 days, we're just like lobster for breakfast.
No way.
Because it's so good.
Lobster is so sweet.
Yeah, I love it. And I grew up on it, right?
Do you
We didn't do a lot of
meditate?
crap. I do Headspace. I've been doing Headspace for
So
5
good.
years, 5-6
Dude,
years.
that's-
Yeah, and
We heavily believe in guided meditation
Yeah.
daily practice
Yeah.
just to clear it. It centers your central nervous system as well,
Yeah.
and just breathing.
Yeah, I'm doing it at that river spot, right? So like there's a little concrete plateau that I can sit on, and so like sitting in front of that.
Sorry.
Is my knee delicious?
Hey, sweet guy.
He's like, I'm gonna. That looks like a tasty knee over there.
Just felt like giving you a kiss.
It's totally fine. I
Sweet
got 2
little
dogs.
dog.
I love dogs.
Okay.
What type of dogs do you
I
have?
think. Are you in love with me?
He is very much needing some attention from you right now. He was feeling your
I'm gonna
centeredness.
give it.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice, Ralph. You're a good
that's
boy.
hilarious.
I love you. What type of dogs do you have?
We have an old. He's 12 years old. He's like a Shetland kind of mix, Australian Shepherd.
Oh,
And then we just got a brand new puppy 2 weeks ago, and it's his name's Indy, and he's like treacherous to the old dog. So we got this old dog puppy dynamic, and the old dog, Jackson is pissed, right? He's like, "What's this? You brought this young child into my life," but I think it's going to be good for him. I think it'll keep him younger a little longer.
I agree.
absolutely. That's a good move. What you're doing. You're
yeah.
making a lot of good moves.
Yeah, no,
man.
that was 100% my wife. I can take no credit for that. No, literally,
Smart.
I was okay. So there's one
You
thing I
really
wasn't.
do facilitate great people.
Well, yeah, and I wasn't necessarily all in on that. I was panicking, right? I'm like, but Jackson, he's gonna lose his mind, and he's 12. I was kind of torn on the, and when you have so much going on at work, you can get a little more overwhelmed at home more easily than maybe you'd like.
Oh, bet.
Because
I
you
hear
use so much energy everywhere else, right? So like I went full old man on that one. I'm like, there's gonna be puppy poop, and there's gonna be like, okay. I'm like, we're fine, no problem, we're doing it. And then, and then I'm like, the kids are gonna love it. It's gonna be good for the dog, But it was kind of one of these. It wasn't all in, I'm like.
He's gonna like there's stipulations, there's ultimatums, but if you really want them, we're gonna get them.
I'm like cleaning up puppy poop right now, and I'm like, told you. I'm like, see, there's puppy poop everywhere, and I'm down at the bait. I got, I went to the grocery store, right, and I'm buying all the, stain remover, the urine remover stuff.
Oh my god. Yeah, you gotta have that stuff. It's gonna happen. Puppies are gonna pee and poo and bite things and eat things they're not supposed to and do all sorts of silly things, but it's so cute. And then they end up being like adult dogs that like communicate with you fully. And like they're like fully part of the family.
They understand your words. They understand, it's
like your emotions. Like they're so tuned in.
Yeah, and my kids are 6 and 8 too, right? So this is their puppy. This is their, you know what I mean? Like, so this is gonna be their little guy, right? So,
Yeah, for sure.
But
sorry, I keep seeing things on your face. Okay, that was some balm.
Some bath bomb?
Some
Balm.
balm, some
Ointment.
turmeric and ironing.
oh, man, I went. Okay, so obviously I live in the woods part time when I run my business, and like coming to Toronto, I'm just like I love the people, I love the energy, and I was roaming around last night off a Yonge Street in that like town square thing, And
Dundas Square.
What's that?
Dundas Square.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yep.
Dundas Square. Yeah, there's
Yep.
a guy playing a flute. Like
Yep.
it was really nice. It
Yeah.
was really nice. And I'm just
awesome.
like, look at all the people in the buildings. Like whoa. And
awesome.
but anyways, and then I was walking and there was this like shiatsu. It's like massage place or whatever, right?
Yep.
And it was like, shiatsu or whatever they're called.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go get a massage, right?
Yes.
So I go upstairs and like the dude in there, he like kind of comes out. He's like, and I wasn't sure how long they were open, but there was an open sign. This is like 9:30 p.m. Right? And I go and he looks at me. He's like, hey. I was like, hi. He's like, okay. You wait 15 minutes and I'll do one more, right? So I could tell he was making the decision to like, stay later
Stay
for
open.
me.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think he tried to kill me. It was.
What?
They're the best.
It was the best, but I was like
worst.
on the bench, I'm there and I'm like wanting to cry. At one point I
Yeah.
thought I was going to pass out and I'm like, I didn't want to tell him, I had to man up, you know what I mean? I'm like, I can't tell him this is,
So he was
gonna
going
make me
hard.
cry. Oh, he was going so hard, man. And it felt good, but
I
also
know.
very painful. Like
Yeah.
he was just in my shoulder and he's like,
Oh man.
Because they're so intuitive. They know exactly what you
Yeah.
need, and then he was just fucking like, I'm gonna fix this guy.
Yeah.
How do you feel today?
I mean, not great. I think tomorrow will be better.
Oh, so he really got in
Yeah,
there.
like
you got the
he
day
like pretzeled
after.
my legs together, like rotated me like this,
Okay,
and then he gave me
yeah.
one of these, like
That's like a Thai massage, I
Yeah.
think.
yeah,
That's
he
like-
crunched my back.
the-
He was popping shit,
Oh,
and he was like, he flipped me over, and he's like, you hear the pop? I'm like, yeah, I hear the pop. And it was like, but it was good. Like he was definitely trying to help me, right? But I was like, wow, this is like so fucking painful. But I think
you got some complimentary
but-
chiropractic.
So if he offers to be the last, do another one of the night, don't do it.
yeah, maybe not. I'm like, is he mad at me right now? And no, but I think he was. Honestly, but you know what he said to me when I got up though? He said, in 3 days you're gonna feel amazing.
There you go.
That's what he said, right? So this is day one, right?
Okay.
He said, in 3 days you're gonna feel like a new man. I do have faith that it is gonna feel great.
That's it, just keep the
gonna
faith.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna
message
follow
in
up with
2
you on
days.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just love the convenience too, right? Like you
Yeah.
can't.
It's just there.
It's just there,
Yeah,
like
city is awesome.
It was such a great. It was still a great experience. It was a great experience, right? I'm like, oh, I'm getting this. but
No,
I'm, like,
there's
walking out.
we have access to so much. It's amazing.
Even
Yeah.
just the amount of different food from like different type human beings on the earth all in one place, and it's
Unbelievable.
like one of my favorite things about cities, because I fantasize about moving to the sticks sometimes,
Yeah.
but I've always been a city kid, and that's just what I kind of
There's a lot less Asian food, and
I need that Asian food, bro. That's
love
what
it. Me too.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We have
Me too.
sushi
Did
right
we
like
tell you
today.
to go to Bomney Boys last time?
oh no, no,
You're staying downtown?
I am, but I'm gone tomorrow morning. Oh, I can go tonight.
they're
Are they
open
open?
till-
How late are they open? I'll
Nah.
go tonight. No,
They
Bomney
Bomney
open
Boys.
till like maybe 10, maybe 11.
It's 10.
Oh, that's fine. I'll hit up some delicious. I'm staying right off Dundas, and like there's like 30 different Asian restaurants right outside the door. I had Korean night
that's
one.
the best.
What is it? Bimbap or
Bimbap?
bimbap?
Bim-
Thank you for
bimbap?
spending your evening
Yeah,
with us.
man.
Oh yeah, no,
blessed
I was
us.
excited. I was. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me. For
Yeah, we made it happen.
Yeah.
yes, I did blow it last time.
No,
No,
you
not
didn't.
at all.
Dude, are you serious? No, okay, I gotta
We
say,
actually-
since
yeah.
we said it, okay, we had to say this. We champion you for doing
Yeah.
what you came to do. You went to Kind Festival.
Yeah.
And there was nothing better that you should be doing at that time.
Yeah.
And it was only because we had been up. We were exhausted.
Yeah. Oh, were
we,
you?
Yeah.
We were,
Oh,
we
yeah.
were up
Okay,
since like
good. I'm feeling
5
better now.
a.m.
Feeling way
that
better.
morning.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
she
no.
had to get up 6 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah.
Like we were like, I have nothing to offer. Or
Yeah.
else any other time,
And
I'd be like, fuck it,
was
let's...
circumstantial because we needed an episode for that week.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
just like had to
We
pound
had
one out
to.
before we heard
Yeah.
from you.
Yeah.
So it was totally like it
But
just
we were
was
like,
meant to be this
we
time.
the whole time we were like, we love that guy. Like
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
like it's
I
really
had
awesome.
I had 2 hours of sleep. I would have been a bag
Fuck.
of shit. I'm glad it didn't happen
Yeah.
too. Actually, I had 2
Yeah.
hours of sleep. I
You-
sat and smoking. Like I was in the smoking.
That's
like,
what you're
pit,
there for.
you
That's
know?
what we're
Yeah.
here for.
And I'm handing out bath bombs,
And you're killing it
And
because
I-
people love to just...
but my brain's not working right. And I'm like, I gotta call them. And then like all of a sudden it's 8:30. I'm like, oh my god, I'm supposed to
No.
be there
No,
right
no,
now.
no. We-
Tonight was good because I was only 2 minutes away at the donut
so
place.
perfect.
Yeah, and you shared the donuts.
Yeah, yeah.
so-
Well, yeah.
I think I ate the majority of them. Sorry,
You
guys,
did,
to
yeah.
both
You
of
did not share the donuts. But we shared. We were kind of
Thank
sharing
you.
donuts, but
Thank
you're like,
you.
no, I'm not sharing.
I
donuts.
took those. No, man. No, we championed you for
really
that.
good.
Today was perfect. Today, this was perfect.
yeah,
Yes,
no,
absolutely.
I had the energy. It was great.
But I love what you're
Amazing.
doing, man. And
Thank
we'll put you got a website, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll put
Yeah.
that in
Where
the
can we
description so
find
you
ya?
guys can check us out. But let them know
Instagram,
where
yeah.
they can find you on.
Yeah, Stewart Farms Life on Instagram. Tanner Stewart Life also on Instagram and LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn for weed, so
Sick.
find Stewart Farms on LinkedIn.
There's a
And
good little weed community on LinkedIn.
It's very strong, and LinkedIn doesn't censor you or kick you off, and you can really, the professional network is the best place for us weed people. The bud tenders are all on there, the retailers, and we post, beautiful weed pictures and videos, and like on Instagram, you have to type in Stewart Farms Life, like the full thing.
Yeah.
Yes, we know.
Because
Yeah,
we're
we
shadow
know.
banned,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like,
Oh yeah,
Fuck, man.
dude, we
we're
have,
making bath bombs.
bro, we have stoners in our name.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh yeah, believe me. But
Yeah.
we're almost at 1,000 now, guys.
We might
Thanks
be
for
by-
following.
we might be when this
Oh
video
yeah, actually,
goes
when this,
up.
hey, congrats, we have 1,000. Yeah,
All right.
Boom,
Woo!
boom, boom, boom. and this will be probably our 101
Oh my god.
episode.
Just like the movie.
Yeah,
This is the
101.
best number.
Yes, yes. I love it, man. Thank you for blessing
Dalmatians
us
are
with your.
amazing.
I know they are so amazing. What happened to Dalmatians? Eh?
They're back. They're making a comeback right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were heavy in the 90s
I
and
think
then
they
dipped through
they
the
were
whole
an
2000s.
angry dog. I think
Were they
Were
angry?
like, yeah.
They were
Yeah.
firefighter dogs
they
for
were
some
just like-
reason.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I mean, they only
Yeah,
have.
they were the firefighter dogs.
They
no?
don't even have a real color. Like
They're just shades.
they're just those things.
We love
Black
you,
and white aren't
Dalmatians.
colors.
Yeah, we love you. But dude, thank you so much for sharing your story and your journey and how you came to make these products. And now you guys know just how much heart is behind some of these products that you're getting on the shelves and what it takes to build it. And yeah, man,
Yeah,
thank you
guys.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so
putting
much
your
for having
brilliant
me.
mind on that. Yeah, love.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Cool.
Okay, check out our Patreon. Share this with a friend. Follow Tanner. Follow
Us.
yes, and follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Follow your dreams.
And yeah.
That's
Okay, I
it.
love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit.
Hey, Win!
Oh my. Yes.
We got a new thing.
Oh, right. We need to tell you about our new thing.
Support the show now on Patreon and get a bunch of private perks.